Hey, good morning, Aswartha.
Good morning, Leroy. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you for asking.
Um, yeah, so we're in chapter 11 of Think and Grow Rich in 10 Minutes a Day. So this is the subconscious mind, the 11th step to riches. So we'll read a little bit and then see where it goes. The subconscious mind is the intermediary which translates one's prayers into terms which infinite intelligence can recognize, presents the message, and brings back the answer in the form of a definite plan or idea for procuring the object of the prayer. The blueprint for riches. Thoughts are truly things, for the reason that every material thing begins in the form of thought energy. The subconscious is the intermediary between infinite intelligence and the mind of a human being. By virtue of its connection with infinite intelligence, the subconscious is able to translate desires into their physical equivalents. It works continuously day and night, filing the sensory impressions and thought impulses it receives, either passively from the environment or voluntarily from the conscious mind, and seeking out plans to manifest one's dominating thought. The four major sources of thought impulses are as follows: infinite intelligence, one's own subconscious mind, the mind of someone else who has released a conscious thought, another person's subconscious mind. So I think we're talking about uh, ideas that are uh, released into the ether, and they when we come into harmony with, okay, we're looking for a solution to a problem. Then if we understand prayer correctly, if we can become conscious of what prayer really is, it's 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 searching for the answer to, or the solution to a certain uh thing, either a problem we have that we need to fix, or a solution to how can I become more service, or things like that. So uh so we listen for that answer, because somewhere the answer, as Bob Proctor said, there's no such thing as a oh, now I forgot about, like, there's never not an answer. There's no question that does not have an answer. Go ahead, Esparza.
Yeah, yeah. I think what it's subconscious mind is a link between the conscious mind and the infinite intelligence. Basically, whatever the thoughts you impress on the subconscious mind with whatever the ideas or whatever you need, it will manifest into you through subconscious. It sends signals to infinite intelligence and to the ether and bring back the results, whatever you thought, because you have to impress on the subconscious mind with your thoughts. Plain emotion without feeling, it doesn't work, because you have to impress thoughts with feeling. Feeling is a universal language which can be understood by the emotions. Basically, feelings are the language for emotions, and that can be understood by the infinite intelligence, basically in the subconscious mind, that where it easily interprets and basically conveys to infinite intelligence and gets the results back to you with whatever you want in physical form. It changes the energy from the thought form to the physical form. That's how basically subconscious works. And it works in both directions, in positive or in negative. It's basically whatever you impress, you get the result onto the physical form. Recall that the subconscious mind does not discriminate between positive and negative thought. It will latch on to whatever thoughts are most prominent in one's mind, especially those that have been emotionalized. The dominating thoughts in one's mind serve as a blueprint for the subconscious to fashion the material equivalent of those thought impulses. But the subconscious does not need intentional thought impulses to create plans toward a particular end. If you neglect to regulate the thoughts you allow past the barrier of conscious thought and permit destructive thoughts to penetrate your subconscious mind will act on whatever thoughts take hold as a result of your idealness. Thought impulses plus emotion is action. Positive and negative emotions cannot occupy the mind at the same time. Not only does the subconscious mind work first on one's dominating thoughts, it also works primarily on desires that have been saturated with emotion. Emotions are like yeast that makes the thought impulsions active instead of passive. When mixed with positive emotions, the imagination works in conjunction with the subconscious mind to produce definite plans for materializing the one's desire. For a reminder of how this process works, we read the sections on the subconscious mind in the chapters on desire, faith, and imagination, chapters 1, 2, and 5. It's basically saying that it works both in a positive way and in the negative way. There is no distinction between them. It basically whatever you impress, whether you impress positive or negative, it will speed up the process with the positive emotions. If you mix with the emotions, your thoughts, then it will speed up the results you are getting. And basically, that's how it works. And yeah.
Uh, yeah, right here he says emotions are like yeast that makes thought impulses active instead of passive. So that would mean if you don't emotionalize it, you know, you're just if you like a speaker who just is a monotone, like he just reads and there's no there's no emotion behind it. He cannot transfer his message to others, and so it's passive. It and then the same way with when we're trying to accomplish something, there has to be emotion behind it. Uh, just like maybe I don't see love really as an emotion, but it but without emotion behind it, it's not really uh it doesn't it doesn't really transfer anything from you to another person if there's no emotion behind it. So uh, I see love as an expression, but but yeah, it has to be expressed through our emotion. Remember from chapter 2 that the three strongest positive emotions that support desire are faith, love, and sex. Hill expands this list to include desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, hope, whereas positive emotions must be injected in the subconscious through the principle of autosuggestion. Negative emotions require no support for them to take hold. They will readily infiltrate thought impulses, especially when people do not actively manage the messaging that their subconscious receives. The seven major negative emotions are as follows: fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, anger. The key is to make a habit out of applying positive emotions to one's thoughts so that they are more abundant, leaving little room for negative emotions to enter one's mind. As the beginning of this section tells us, it's impossible for both negative and positive emotions to coexist simultaneously in the mind. So, if we look in nature, um, these these negative emotions are like weeds. We don't have to plant them; they just grow readily. We don't have to cultivate them, and so that means that the positive emotions is something we have to uh, to actually um, be intentional about getting planting them, or you know, making them a part of your life, because otherwise the negative emotions will take over, and a lot of those are, we tend to think that they others what other people do cause us to feel this, but that's not true. uh the feeling is inside of us, and so we must that is why it's important to work on the positive emotions. Go ahead, Martha.
Yeah, I think it's basically it has the positive and negative emotions. It's basically it works through auto suggestion that basically we get the result based on these emotions. This become active instead of passive, and yeah, so it's basically this will speed up the process of conveying to infinite intelligence through subconscious and getting result back from infinite intelligence to our into the physical form and into the manifestation. Yeah, that's about.
Okay, I think we'll stop here in where, okay, yeah, there. Okay, I will stop recording.